Hello everyone, welcome back to Khelo Dimaag Se, presented to you by Dream 11. Today's Khelo Dimaag Se presented to you by Dream 11. I've got the easy job of picking a team for this particular game. Yes, I'm talking about Mumbai Indians versus Gujarat Titans at Ahmedabad. There are three things that make it very easy for me to pick the side for today. One is that the game is going to be at Ahmedabad. Ahmedabad has probably been one of the highest scoring venues and beautiful batting wickets in this particular edition of IPL. There have been some high-scoring games and relatively a little bit of sea movement up front with the new ball. So that makes my job pretty easy to pick the team. And not a lot of, I mean, players performing on both sides make it a lot more easier for somebody to pick a Dream 11 team. And I've gone in with the usual suspects, high percentage picks, and also the captain and vice captain play a very crucial role. When you play at Ahmedabad and playing Gujarat Titans, there is no brainer as to who you pick as a captain. Okay, let's dive right away into the kind of side I'm picking. I've gone with two keepers, Riddhiman Saha and Ishan Kishan. Yes, Riddhiman Saha has been in decent form, had played really well in the last game, got a 40+ score, and I expect Riddhiman Saha, if MI do not start up with Arjun Tendulkar and Jason Behrendorff, it just accentuates the chance of Riddhiman Saha scoring a slightly bigger score as well. But there has been a little bit of sea movement, but nevertheless, the batting options on both sides through the middle order is not great. David Miller doesn't come in very early for Gujarat, so that makes my job much more easier in order to pick Saha up front. He comes and faces the power play. Good chance of him making a score. So nobody misses out on Saha. So do I. I mean, he's got 80% on the picking rate on the app, so I'm not willing to miss out on Saha. More than picking people who might perform, we must also pick people that your opposition might pick. So I'm picking Riddhiman Saha and Ishan Kishan. Ishan Kishan was in fact my vice captain for the last game that I had picked for Kings 11 versus Mumbai Indians. Missed out that day, but nevertheless, I think Ishan Kishan will come good if he gets through the first few overs. I've gone with a combination of 2 keepers, 4 batters, 2 all-rounders, and 3 bowlers. Batting is going to largely rule the roost. That's my guess. So I'm going with 4 batters. Shubman Gill, Sky, Suryakumar Yadav, Rohit Sharma, and Tim David. I had a little bit of debate between Tilak Verma and Tim David. Looking at the way the surfaces are responding at Ahmedabad, both teams will look to get off to a solid start and then capitalize through the middle and accelerate towards the end, which leaves behind my question whether Tilak Verma, because number 3 is Cameron Green. It's not going to change. Number 4 is Suryakumar Yadav, the way he batted against Kings. So the number 5 slot, for which Mumbai has to really lose wickets up front and lose 2-3 quickly for Tilak Verma to have a massive impact. So I think Tim David might get a promotion if Rohit Sharma and Ishan Kishan bat through the power play, or even Surya manages to get till the 10th or 12th over. So Tim David, I think, is a pick that I've banked upon. Tilak Verma is a 50% pick ratio on the app, but I've gone with Tim David. The 2 all-rounders are straightforward, Hardik Pandya and Cameron Green. 2 men in form, batting wicket again. Hardik Pandya has been bowling with the new overs, bowling with the new ball. So those 2 are straightforward picks. And my 3 bowlers are man in form, Piyush Chawla, Mohammad Shami, and Rashid Khan. Nobody leaves out Rashid Khan. And with the current form, I don't think Piyush Chawla and Shami will be much behind either. The only debate is whether you want to leave out one batsman and pick another bowler. But I think this will probably be everybody's pick on today's contest. On Khelo Dimaag Se presented by Dream 11, this will pretty much be most people's 11. So the only debate or the difference that people might have today is with respect to their captains and vice captains. I think that will pretty much decide the outcome of today's contest on fantasy. So I'll give you who I've gone in with. I've gone in with captaincy for Shubman Gill, and my vice captain for the day is Cameron Green. I've got a bit of logic, a bit of reasoning, and a bit of guesswork on that. Shubman Gill generally plays through, and everybody around bats for Gujarat and then tries to accelerate. Hardik Pandya accelerates, David Miller accelerates, Riddhiman Saha goes from up front. So I think Shubman Gill will pretty much look to make a 70-80 of 50 balls, and that's pretty much his role, and he will fetch you points. And I think 90% of the people who are picking a Dream 11 team today will pick Shubman Gill as the captain. The vice captain is a bit of a debate I had between Rohit Sharma, Hardik Pandya, and Cameron Green, and I eventually went for Cameron Green. Cameron Green was my captain for the day when I played Kings versus Mumbai Indians. So I'm going with Cameron Green, and Cameron Green simply because he recently got 100 in the test match that he played against in India. He'll have happy memories of this particular ground at Ahmedabad. He got 100, has been in reasonable bowling form. Rohit uses him inside the power play and also towards the death. So I think Cameron Green is a great option for vice captain. And that's probably going to be the biggest point of difference. I think even the captain is locked. Only the vice captain will be a little bit of gamble between Rohit Sharma, Hardik Pandya, and Cameron Green, but I've gone with Cameron Green. Let me go through the side once more. Two keepers are Saha and Ishan Kishan. Four batters are Shubman Gill, Surya Kumar Yadav, Rohit Sharma, and Tim David. Two all-rounders are Hardik Pandya and Cameron Green. Piyush Chawla, Shami, and Rashid as bowlers. And the captain for the day is Shubman Gill, and the vice captain is Cameron Green. Also, one more thing that I mentioned, this will pretty much be the 11 for everybody. I think the one small change would be Tim David off and Tilak Verma in for most teams, but I've gone with Cameron. I've gone in with Tim David. That's probably my biggest gamble for the day. So yeah, that's my team. As always, do take the tips and do take the insights, but do make your team with your hunch, and all the very best.